Have you ever felt that strange chill in the quietest corner of a library? The feeling of being watched among the towering shelves? Libraries are sanctuaries of knowledge, but sometimes they hold secrets darker than just the ink on their pages. Today, we're unlocking the archives to uncover 3 disturbing, true horror stories that unfolded within the silent, watchful walls of libraries. These accounts might just change the way you see your local book haven forever. So find a comfortable spot, maybe leave a light on, as we delve into tales where the silence is shattered by something truly terrifying. Our first story takes us to the Willard Library in Evansville, Indiana, a place famous not just for its Victorian Gothic architecture, but for its resident ghost, the Gray Lady. For over 80 years, staff and patrons have reported chilling encounters with her. The story begins in the late 1930s when a custodian working late one night saw a veiled figure in a gray dress floating through the children's reading room. He was so terrified he quit on the spot. But the Gray Lady wasn't done. Over the decades, her presence has become a local legend. People report the distinct scent of her perfume lingering in the air, books flying off shelves with no explanation, and faucets turning on and off by themselves. Security guards have seen her ethereal form on surveillance cameras, a gray, misty shape drifting through locked doors. Librarians have felt cold spots and the unnerving sensation of someone breathing down their neck, only to turn around and find no one there. Who is she? Most believe she's the spirit of Louise Carpenter, the daughter of the library's founder, who felt her father's legacy was being mismanaged. It seems her disapproval has tethered her to this place, doomed to wander the halls, a silent, spectral librarian forever watching over her father's collection. What's most unsettling is that the library has embraced her, even setting up a ghost cam feed. You can log on right now and watch, waiting for the Gray Lady to make an appearance. Imagine sitting at home, watching the live feed, and suddenly seeing that misty figure glide past the camera. It proves that some stories don't just stay in the books. Next, we journey to the National Library of Scotland in Edinburgh, a city steeped in a dark and bloody history. You'd think a national institution would be safe from such things, but you'd be wrong. This story revolves around a very specific and very gruesome artifact, a small pocketbook bound in human skin. It belonged to the infamous William Burke, one half of the notorious body-snatching duo, Burke and Hare, in the 1820s. They murdered at least 16 people and sold their bodies to an anatomy school for dissection. After Burke was executed in 1829, his body was publicly dissected, just like his victims. As a grim souvenir, a piece of his skin was tanned and used to bind this book. Inside, an inscription chillingly reads, "Executed the 28th of January 1829. For years, this book sat in the library's collection, an object of morbid curiosity. But librarians who've handled it have shared unsettling experiences. One archivist reported feeling an intense, inexplicable wave of nausea and dread while cataloging it. Another claimed that late at night, while working alone near the secure vault where the book is kept, he heard faint, desperate scratching sounds coming from inside the vault, as if someone or something was trying to get out. Lights in that specific section of the archives are known to flicker and die without reason, and staff often feel a sudden piercing cold when walking past the vault. Is it just the macabre history of the object playing tricks on their minds? Or has a fragment of the evil and suffering associated with William Burke attached itself to his very skin, leaving a permanent stain of horror within the quiet halls of Scotland's National Library? The thought that a piece of a murderer is sitting on a shelf, radiating such malevolence, is a truly disturbing concept. It's a reminder that some books contain more than just words. They contain the very essence of human darkness. For our final, and perhaps most chilling tale, we're not visiting a haunted building, but uncovering a real-life horror story that took place in the Salt Lake City Public Library in 1994. This story is a stark reminder that the most dangerous monsters are often human. It was a peaceful day at the library until a man, later identified as Clifford Lynn Draper, walked in armed with a handgun and what he claimed was a bomb. He took several people hostage on the second floor, turning a sanctuary of learning into a scene of terror. For hours he held them captive, his motives unclear, his behavior erratic. He made bizarre demands and threatened to detonate the bomb if anyone tried to intervene. Imagine the absolute fear. You're just there to check out a book, and suddenly you're in a life-or-death situation, trapped by a man on the edge. The hostages, including children, were forced to endure this psychological torment. A brave library security guard, who happened to be an off-duty police officer, decided he had to act. As Draper became more agitated, the officer saw his chance. In a moment of incredible courage, he confronted the gunman. A struggle ensued, and the officer managed to shoot and kill Draper, ending the terrifying 6-hour ordeal. Afterward, it was discovered that the bomb was a fake, a collection of books, papers, and a radio designed to look like an explosive device. But the fear it caused was very, very real. The library, a place of community and safety, was violated in the most terrifying way. This event serves as a chilling reminder that horror isn't always supernatural. Sometimes it walks in through the front door in broad daylight. The psychological scars left on the hostages and the community that day are a testament to the fact that real evil can invade any space, even one dedicated to peace and knowledge. From a lingering spirit in Indiana to a book bound in a killer's skin in Scotland, and a real-life hostage crisis in Utah, it's clear that libraries are not always the quiet, peaceful places we imagine. They are reflections of our communities, holding not just our collective knowledge and stories, but our ghosts and our darkest moments too. The next time you walk between those silent stacks, remember these stories. Listen closely to the quiet. You never know what secrets the silence might be keeping. Thank you so much for joining me on this unsettling journey. If you have your own creepy library story, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more explorations into the strange and unexplained. Stay safe and happy reading.